Okay, this is Navy Old Salt Gamer. After about 10 missions, I've gotten enough money and I've purchased the big boat. My small boat is over here. I actually could have done it a little bit earlier. I have 546. A couple things you should know. A little more harder, I should say, more difficult to sail. It's got two different sails. This particular boat you raise and lower in two different spots, and you adjust in two different spots. I mean, they all are in two different spots, but this one is a little bit more challenging because in order to raise and lower sails, you have to move. Some of them you can control everything from this area right here, but this one you cannot. Although it's a good boat, you do have to take into account it's bigger. It's like driving, this is the smaller boat's like driving a VW Bug, and the bigger one's going to be like driving a semi. It's slower, bulkier, and I think the market's closed. I wanted to get some extra water. I have enough, I think, but and one of the problems starting with this boat is, you see how the wind is blowing up there at the top of the sail, and look what we got to go out of. This is a very tight against the wind departure. And this is just the way they set this up. I'm not sure exactly why, and it's not an easy thing to do. I generally push it. You can push ships. This one's a little bit harder. Actually, let me find the ladders here first. It's always a good idea to know where the ladders are in case you fall overboard. And then I also want to, so when I move, I want to go to port here. Okay. Now let's give this a try. So, somewhere down here, there we go. Give it a shove. It does move. Now, I'm rubbing up against the pier, which is okay because I'm turning into the pier, but I'm going to have to make a quick left as soon as I get past the pier. In real life, I'm sure it's not that easy to push a big boat like this, but I guess I could call this one a ship. Okay, I am past. Now I'm sprinting to catch up here because I want to make sure I can get past this without running aground. And eventually I could drop a sail. This ship is a lot harder to see which direction the wind is coming from, so I'm in the wind, so I'm still going to have to shove this a little bit here. I'm going to get away from running aground here. This makes me nervous. Come on, go around. Okay. Don't ask me how I got on the ship there, but it worked. Oop. Let's make sure I'm still turned. I wasn't. Don't run aground. Okay, so at this point, I can start lowering the sail, and I want to swing the back of the boat around, and I'm not sure which one. I can't remember. I should have tested it. So that's lowering it, so that's good. Now with this one you can play with which ones you want to lower, how much you want to lower them. Sometimes you can lower one all the way, and other times it pays not to do that. And I'm getting further out to sea here, so maybe I should try the front one. I am coming around slowly. Let's try the forward sail here. That should push the bow over, theoretically. This is a tough maneuver, getting out of that little spot and then getting into port to load up. And I may have to do a complete circle here and pull in the opposite way that I like to pull in. And like I said, this is like driving a semi. With the starter boat, you can make rapid turns, and this takes quite a bit longer. It looks like I might actually be able to pull in. There's the old boat, so I'm going to have to pull him right behind it. At this point, you can't sell your old boat. Not exactly sure why they said it that way, but you can sell parts of it, but you can't sell the whole boat. And it does look like I'm going to be able to pull him behind it, so that maneuver worked better than normal. So I want to actually, there's the wind shifting from starboard to port. I'm still turned completely hard to port, so right about this point I can start straightening out. Okay, I want to lower that sail so I don't think you can damage your ship. I don't want to try it. I've hit the pier hard a few times, and you know, it just makes a noise. At this point it doesn't seem to matter too much. So that worked out better than I thought it would. I don't want to get too close to my starter ship. I'll have to push off anyway, probably. Here we go. Okay, so I bumped the pier. We're going to tie up the port. So let's jump over here. Let's see. Where's the clearest, the nearest chalk here? Am I on one? I am on one. Oh, it didn't like that. That works. Okay, and the other one's way back. Oop, that's the stairs. It's dark. I'm not used to this one yet. Okay, over here. Okay. Now sometimes you can run out of length of rope here. I might have to go one more back, which is way back there. Yeah, we'll try this one. That might be too close, but we'll give it a shot. If it's too close, it's okay, but your ship might bounce around. Okay. Alright, let's pull this big beast to the pier here. Whoops, lost it. As long as it's spinning, you can keep pulling and keep hitting the button. Again, this is like pulling a Mack truck into a parking spot, so it's going to take a little bit of yanking. Getting close. So this particular voyage, I may have to wait till morning. I'll pause it if I have to wait. See there, it stopped spinning. Okay, now you've got to be careful. Let's see how that looks. That's the forward line. That line looks pretty good. Yeah, it's over crisscross a little bit. That's okay. I could probably tighten this one a little bit, and if you're lucky, you can reach it from here. That's good. Alright, so a ton more cargo space. I've gotten some different cargo because I've pretty much maxed out reputation for this area. But what I'm going to try and do... Oh, I put my maps in the cabin, didn't I? Well, I'll show you when I take my first picture, but I want to look for missions in Oasis. Let's see if they have any. Yeah, mail to Oasis. So that's this place here. So it's a shorter sail. Now, I don't want to do any long voyages yet because I still don't have my I think it's called a chrono compass, which tells me latitude and longitude. And Yeah, I could probably sail straight east to get to Dragon Cliffs. Might be a little risky, but you know what? If I don't have more, there's tuna, coconuts. Yeah, so I do have a few missions to Oasis. Not many though, but they're more money. Let's see how much. That's just one package of mail. You get 67. Yeah, let's accept that. So I guess I'm sold on going towards Oasis. So let's pick up as many missions as I can. I think it's 5. Is that all I got? I saw one more. So, like I said, sometimes you have to back up and go forward again. Doesn't seem to restack correctly. Coconuts. Let's start at the beginning again. So that might be it. Now, to be honest with you, if I wanted to take another one, I could take one to Alchemist, not Alchemist, the Antioch Academy, which is way up here, because then I could just sail straight north. But 37, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I have enough money at this point, and I could load this. I won't bore you with loading this. I'll load it paused. But let's see. There's Oasis. The salmon, I don't get much. Dates, nope. Coconuts, eh. Lamb, nope. Tuna, I could buy some tuna maybe. Goat cheese, no. Sunspot, no. And again, I'm looking at profit at Oasis for each one. Rum, no. Beer, no. And there's going to be more on this list now too, because they trust me with more stuff. Wine's not bad. Yeah, that might be the top of the list right now. Pork, no. Bananas, no. Gems, oof, no. Gold, whoa, no. No. Grain, no. That's not, for the price you pay, that's not much of a profit. Nope. Silk, nope. Goods. Okay, that is pretty good. How much money do I have? 500, so I could only get one of those, but I am a little low on money now because I just spent 75 gold worth of Alanic lions, which was probably 3,000 or so. I don't remember the exact exchange rate. Mead. Nope, 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 nope. Boy, that's not much on the list here. No. Okay. So this won't be as profitable as I hoped. 185.14. 72.15. That's not too bad. Another thing you have to consider is how many do they have? I'm tired. How many do they have? Because if they have like 10 of these and you start buying 2 or 3, then supply and demand is going to cut into your profit pretty quick. So 72.15. Sorry, I'm going through this again, but 108.14. That's not any better than the other one. Nope, nope, nope. And I think that might be it. I might have to go with 400. Nope. 380.82. Now that's actually pretty good. Can't afford. I can only do one of them. 72.14. So yeah, that's better than the. That's better than. Well, we'll go with that. I think I can only get one of them. Let's see. Yep, I can only get one of them. So that's on the list now. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and load this up, and then we'll head out. I may sleep also. Well, I'm going to have to sleep. But I want to sleep till dawn. And I got to move my old ship too, because this is a little bit longer of a run. Now I could put these in the hold, but it's easier just to set them on the deck to start with. Okay, so I'll load this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's, I slept a little bit. I didn't really worry about loading the ship too well. I knew I'd have plenty of room, and I was kind of in a hurry because I was getting ready to fall asleep. But I think the market's open, so not quite. Okay, I don't think that anything's going to change inside here, and I think I got all the missions I can have. Let me see the log. No, if there's another Oasis mission, I can actually take it. I don't think that usually happens while you're in port. Oasis, 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 Oasis. No. And I'm pretty much out of money, got 248. But, so what I'm going to do, since the market's not quite open, I'm still pretty tired. Do I have any water left? Yeah. Okay. But I'm going to go take another quick nap. At least on this one, you're not sleeping in the water half the time when you have a heavy loaded ship. Pretty common. Now the market should be open. And you can take the back way up here. So what I want to do is I want to buy another thing of water. Now this isn't a real long voyage. But I actually think it's cheaper to buy the water in the bottles than by the barrel. So what I usually do is I drink all the stuff that I have. I might be wrong on that, but I've done the math on it a couple times. That was looking empty. And then I buy and fill up my inventory slots. You can always drop these on the ship. Okay, and then I'm going to buy. That's actually up in price. It was 39, now it's 42. Oh, it helps to buy it. I tried to steal it. There we go. Okay. I think I only have a few waters left in my water barrel, so I mean it's a 5-day journey going across the world, and I always put my food and water up here. Just handier. What do I got left in here? 10. So I got 70 water. That should be good. I need more food. I've only got 5 lambs in there. Probably another crate of food. Shoot me. Let's see who sells what here. Now you can also do fishing. I'm not prepared to do that yet. Somewhere in here here it is. You can buy fishing poles and fishing hooks. I'll do that before too long, but what do we got here? I don't want grain. We'll eat though. Get full of food here. And of course this is operating expenses. You just spent 9 lines to get full. I want some sunspot fish, 52. I like lambs because they fill you up. Coconuts, what am I going to do? North fish, boy those are expensive. Dates. Alright, so we'll go with, I don't like how it doesn't tell you how many are in here until after you purchase it. 16. That should be plenty. So we're ready to set sail now. I'm trying to debate in my head here. If I have the money, I might. This stuff that you buy for food doesn't go bad. I'm going to buy another one. That's going to be plenty, but I'm a little nervous about sunspot fish don't fill you up. So I don't know how many of those I have to eat to make up for food. So I'm going to buy another one. Again, operating at cost. Oh, I didn't pay for it. There we go. You got to right click to pay for it. If you pick it up with the left mouse button and try and walk away, they grab it back from you. At least they don't throw you in jail. Alright. So now I got enough fish, I got enough water. Should be good to go. Food and water's good. Now, let me go down. I kind of, still not used to this ship. I kind of like this because you can hang your maps on the wall here, so you could pick them up and look at them if you want to. But I'm here in Gold Rock. So basically I want to go a little west of north for probably 3 days, sailing days. And I do not have any way of checking my compass from here, so a little west of north should be fine. This port is kind of neat because it has a lighthouse, so you can see the lighthouse from quite a distance. A little west of north. Oh boy, okay, so I want to leave port and make a sharp turn. Might be better to go, because then I have to sail against the wind to leave. That's not going to work. So, maybe right about there. So, let's get this big beast to sea here. Again, first thing I want to do is turn it. Now again, I may have to push off here too. That should, I could lock it there, I guess. There. If you lock it, then with the right mouse button, then it stays where you put it. So let's let that up. The wind's pushing me into the dock, unfortunately, as you can see. So I'm going to have to push off. And we'll do that by just seeing if I can do it from the pier here. I cannot, so we got to go into the water. Once I get away from my ship far enough, that wasn't too bad at all. Then I can lower the front sail here. Because I should be coming, yep, wind's to starboard, so I have good wind to move now. And we'll lower this sail. Now, for loading these ships, you don't have to worry quite as much about weight distribution as you do on the other one, because they're bigger. But there are some things that you can buy, like timber. If you put timber on one side of the ship, it'll just about roll over. So you still do have to think about it. But as you can see, the speed of this one is significantly better than the other ship. I mean, this is important. I'm leaving the port in the dust. So let's get out here, and I got to go around the whole island. Now notice I didn't worry about adjusting the sails. Actually, that's pretty good. Adjusting the sails perfectly, because I'm going to be turning anyway. So now the draft on these is a little bit deeper for obvious reasons, so you do want to hit the center of channels here. I will not take this boat to that island where in the last episode I believe I showed you the narrow entrance, because I'll run aground for sure. So with the bigger boats you want to do shorter world voyages like to Oasis to start with. Then once you get the chrono compass, then you could take the world cruises to longer places. That's where you really start making the money. Now, I'm going to open sea here eventually, where the waves and winds and storms can get a lot rougher. So I'll show you that once I get started here. And I gotta watch watch because I probably will have to adjust the sails when I get turned here. I think I'm going to be going with the wind, so it's far enough for now. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I probably will loosen these. And I got to remember, is it up here? It's back here. So that's kind of handy. Let's catch the wind a little bit here. And I can keep turning. Go up the side of the island here. Do the same with this one. I got to figure out where to adjust this one. This side. Probably adjust it a little bit more. It looks like a pretty light wind. Let me see if I'm sailing here. It's about as good as I can get it right now. Yeah, this one can go further. Now the aft sail doesn't have as big of a range of motion as the forward sail does. But it still can turn pretty good. It's not a strong wind, so I'm not moving real fast at the moment. Alright, so let me sail around the island here and I'll come back when I get on course. Okay, so I got around the island. And I got the sails set up pretty well. It's hard to see these at night, the little pennants. Very hard, actually. You can see that one. So the sails look like they're set up pretty well. Course-wise, let's line up here. Slightly west of north. Not in the heavy waters yet. So it'll be light sailing for a little while. I am moving right along. It's pretty good for a big ship. So I'm going to pause it again because I am pretty tired. I didn't fully rest in port, but it's not as important here. These ships do take on water. You still have to adjust the sails. They're a lot more resistant to taking on water, but now you're going into heavier seas too. So when you get into heavier seas, you have a tendency to get a few more storms and bigger waves. And I've been in some really almost scary storms. It's kind of realistic. But I'll pause it until morning, and I'll rest up here. And I do see some clouds, so we might get a storm tonight. But I'll be right back. Okay, so it's morning. I'm pretty rested. I'm starting to get a little hungry. There's Gold Rock. That's how far we came just overnight. Moving really good. Got a good wind. Ship's actually leaning a little bit. Not enough to make me trim anything. But I think I got the sails set pretty well. This one might be able to, it's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty good. We are leaning a bit in the wind. Check my course here. Probably a little further than I want to turn, so I'm going to bring that around just a little bit. And again, this is all kind of a guess. I think it's more like that. It's getting a little bit rougher. I'm not even in the heavy water yet. Now sailing northeastern Gold Rock, I might be able to see ENIAC Academy. I kind of doubt it. I actually came around this side of the island and went up, so I might be able to see it, but it's not that big of an island, so maybe not the Academy. If I did, and I think it might be too early to see it right now anyway, it would be over there. And I don't see it anywhere, so let me take this map up again here. Yeah, so just slightly west of north should take me right to the island. But we'll see. It's been a while since I sailed to this island, so but you can get your bearing. Boy, I'm almost losing Gold Rock already. But yeah, so we're doing okay. Every once in a while you just want to check your course. The wind changes, it'll change a little bit. That's pretty good. I'm going to leave it there. Not sure if that's perfect or not, but it should be close enough to let me see it from a distance, I hope, once I get there. It gets kind of scary when you don't have anything but a compass and you lose sight of all land and you're relying on your instincts, or your, I think it's this way, basically. That's why I didn't want to go on a long voyage until I get enough money for the chrono compass. Now when you get that compass, you got to wait till noon and then do a sighting, and it'll tell you pretty accurately, actually. It's an actual thing that old sailors used to use back in the day, and it's pretty accurate. It'll keep you on course. It'll allow you to make adjustments anyway to where you think you need to be. I'm moving pretty quick. It's a good wind. Not much else to do at the moment. Let's eat a sunfish. I'm curious to see how much food the sunfish gives me. They're not a whole lot. I'm glad I bought an extra crate. If it gets too bad, the 5 lambs, I can let my food get down to here and it'll almost fill it up. The lambs are really good. That's why I wish they had lambs. And water. I drank all of that one already. So technically I could drop that here. And pick it up later. That way I don't have to carry it around. But I'm okay for water. Okay. So I'm going to pause it again. I'll probably just do a quick review. If I hit a storm, I'll turn it on, or if I'm just sailing like this, I'll just maybe turn it on for a few minutes every morning with an update. And now when I say morning and night, it's not actual real time, it's game time, so it's a lot faster. You do tend to sleep a lot on these voyages just to make time pass. I could take, this is where you take cat naps. I mean, I could take a nap now. Still wondering if I'm blowing more to port here. I think I need to turn just a little bit more over. We'll try it there. Okay, so I'll pause this. I'll keep sailing. If anything interesting happens, I'll come back. If not, I'll see you next game time morning. Okay, so this is just later in that day. The wind has really picked up, as you can see. The waves have picked up. This is just a dry gale, I think. I don't see any storms, but the wind has definitely picked up. I leaned pretty bad a couple times. I did shift a couple of the weights. It didn't seem to matter much. But as you see, I am taking some water in what we call the gunnels, but it's not coming down the boat. So it's one of the more forgiving things about these boats, that if you take some water over the side, it just runs back out. It's actually kind of realistic. In real life, you know, you'd have a hatch here or something. But I just wanted to show you, it's getting a little rougher. Might be some weather ahead, or it might just be some wind. I'm still on course. Now, unfortunately, when you got waves like this, as you can see, you can't see the horizon very good. We've got another realistic thing. So, sighting the Academy Island is probably not going to happen. Now, that was a pretty good wave there. I might have to watch that. That's what you got to listen for, the splashes like that, because that means you did take some in, and I am leaning pretty far. It's a pretty good lean. It's just wind though, but to avoid that lean, all I got to do is reel in sails a little bit. I'm probably really flying. Yeah, moving pretty good. Some pretty good waves. So we'll let it go at this. I'm not too worried at the moment, unless this gets worse. Then I'll have to start pulling up sails a little bit to try not to take on water on the starboard side here. We're still okay. Alright, so I'm going to disappear, and we'll see if anything interesting happens. but now I can see the lighthouse in the distance. That's what I like about Oasis. You can see this quite a ways out. So I must have really flew that day a lot faster than I thought I was. It was a really strong wind. Didn't look like I was, well, I am going pretty fast. And the wind did die down a little bit now after I took my cat nap. It was a little quieter up here, but I must have really been cruising to get here that fast. Now, that's not as close as it looks. You could see this quite a distance, so it's going to take a little bit of time to get here. I'm trying to remember where the port is, and I cannot for the life of me. I know I have to, I know it's not the easiest one to sail into. I think I have to go up the east side of the island and then bring it into the west. But I might be wrong on that. It's been a while since I've been there. So, quick voyage. Not as long as I would have expected, but you can see I'm leaving quite awake. So the wind has been really nice to me. Wow, I am flying right now. I don't think I'll go much faster than that. That is really flying on this ship. So, I'll pause it until I get a little closer. I'm just trying not to overwhelm you with sailing parts of this. But that was only one day. I had 5 days when I started here. So it's not even midnight yet. I'm pretty sure I had 5 days on all these crates when I left port. Yeah, it's probably not even midnight yet. And I made it here. That's hard to believe. But okay, I'm gonna pause it till I get a little closer. Okay, so just a little bit later, this will show you just how big this lighthouse is, and I'm going to have to turn pretty quick actually, by the way it looks, because I see some landmass in front of it. So let's go around here. I'm pretty sure I have to go around the east side of this, and you can see the city lights over there. So then I have to steer the other way, and that might be right into the wind, so this is going to be kind of interesting. I'm hoping dawn comes pretty soon. I can't see the pier, but once I get around this, as a matter of fact, at this point right here, I'm going to take this opportunity to pull in both sails straight. Gives you a little bit more steering control if you have to roll over. You know, turn sails from port to starboard. And I could use to slow down a little bit right now anyway if I am losing a little bit of speed. Oh, that was the wrong one. That would really cut down on my speed. I want this one back here. Still getting used to this ship. That pulls the sail. There we go. And we'll pull them both tight just to give me better maneuvering. I don't remember exactly where the pier is. I know you have to sail. No, this is not the best wind right now. I'm a little tight, but that's okay. When I start turning, it'll come around to me. And at this point, I kind of want to go a little slower anyway. I'm hoping I'm not remembering wrong and that the port isn't on the other side. It's always tricky to sail into a port that you haven't been in a long time in the dark. It keeps you guessing. You do have to watch that you don't lose steerage when you're this close to running aground. But I did slow way down, which I'm okay with. Yeah, I slowed way down by straightening those sails out. Give me more time to try and figure out where exactly the pier is. And I'll gain speed back if I remember right. These little pennants are hard to see at night. Yeah, the wind is right behind me, so when I turn around this lighthouse, I'll gain everything right back again. I'm going to go ahead and start turning just a little bit here. This will help me catch a little bit more wind. Oh, that might have been worse. It's still turning, so I'm not going backwards. I might have did that a little bit early. In worst case scenario, I could just, as a matter of fact, I might do that. Which way are we going here? I think I caught it now. What I could do is just release this one a little. It should fly to, just go, yeah, if it goes that way, I'm in good shape. Okay. That'll help me pick up a little bit of speed. Is that the pier? Where is the pier? Getting a little too close to that sandbar there. There, I think I see the pier. There it is. Okay, so we'll head that direction and figure out how to tie up when I get a little closer. And moving that sail really had me pick up speed, so I'm going to have to fix that pretty quick. I think I'll go ahead and raise the aft sail. That's the quickest one to do when you're up here on the quarterdeck. And I think, yeah, I'm around that now, so I can start heading in. It does look like the pier right there. So much faster voyage than I anticipated. And again, this wasn't a world voyage. This was what I call a short world voyage. Good voyages to take to get used to the ship. Sailing to Oasis gives you pretty good money, and then you can pick up stuff here to take back to Gold Rock and make even more good money. They have some heavy stuff like, oh, it's dark. They have some heavy stuff like statues and things. Make good money on, but they will actually affect the balance of your boat because they're really big. Okay, I'm coming in pretty fast. Looks like I'm heading right towards the pier. Oops, I missed it. I wish it was daytime. But I'm going to have to raise this one to... oh boy, I'm coming in fast. Okay, maybe I'll raise it all the way until I lose some speed here. Okay, let's go a little bit more to the pier. I see a sandbar up there I do not want to get tied up in. So I could have came to starboard. I'll have to remember, head towards that lamppost. There we go. Okay. Now I got to try and find this in the dark. There it is. Jump to the pier in the dark. And I'm tying up on this side. Wow, it's dark. Oh, I think I fell over the side. There, I climbed back up. Now you have to feel around. There it is. Much better to come in the daytime. Is there a hole in the pier there? Maybe it's the ship's bow that's knocking me over. Did I grab the right rope? I think I did. We'll find out shortly. Or the right line. I think I did. I want the port line, not the starboard line. Alright, so we're going to put this one back here. Very dark here. Oh, I missed the boat. I don't think you can drown in this game, but I'd rather not test that theory. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I have no idea where I'm at. Thank goodness. Gee whiz. Alright, let's pull the boat over here, the ship. I stopped calling this a boat because it's not a boat anymore, it's a ship. I'm hungry. Okay, maybe I'll eat a lamb. I used a lot less food because of the speed of that sail. You won't always go that fast. I had that dry gale really blew me up here. And this is taking so long because I came in at such a bad angle. I should have sailed for that lamp. I'll have to remember that. That's good enough for now because I'm going to pull the forward line a little bit if I can find it. I did hang my lamp up, but I put it up there. I don't think it's going to help me much up here. I want to go as far forward as I can so I don't, the less walking I have to do, the better. There, it's going up tight. And in the dark here, you have to kind of estimate. There we are. Alright. I'm going to wait till daytime to unload this. I got plenty of time. And it's hard to see. So, oh! Case in point. I'm under the pier. Don't go under the water again. It's very hard to see. Let's find the ladder over here. There it is. Alright, so I'll pause it here, go back to sleep until daytime so I can see to unload this. Okay, so I slept through the night and I'm noticing my ship is sideways. And I know why that is, and I better fix it because the game might glitch. I have the lines too tight, and it's pulling my ship over. There we go, I think that should do. You gotta watch that. If you tie up too tight, it does do strange things. There we go. Alright, so, welcome to Oasis. I like this. It's probably my favorite town. I don't know why. I just like, well, maybe it's the name. But, so I did sleep past midnight. I have now 4 days. So it took me maybe a day and a half to get here. Good voyage. I'm going to go ahead and unload this. And then I'll give you a tour of the town. And, let's see, we have 95 to start with. We'll see how much money we made on this voyage. We shall return. Okay, so we're all unloaded. And you see we made 600 coins for 1.5 days journey. That's not too bad. So let's go take a look around. I don't need any food this trip. I have plenty of food. I have plenty of water. I will refill my... I don't need food. I will refill my one canteen and buy a couple other ones if I can find them. I like to buy the canteens. Or wow, windy up here. Yeah, let's buy a, what is it? A rib? I can't read it. Oh, lamb. So let's buy a lamb and I'll put that here, because if I eat it now I'll just be wasting food. Now they have regular compasses here. I don't need a regular compass, I got that map. Firewood, if you want to cook your own food you can do firewood. They don't sell bottled water here, huh? That's kind of surprising. Maybe over this way. I see some things over there. No bottled water. Here's a merchant. What does he sell? Barrels of water, but no bottles. It's not a big deal. I got plenty of water. It's just a preference of mine. I like to use canteens. Oh, here's one I missed. Or did I? There's your fish salesman. So, nope, no bottles, no canteens of water here. Nothing back here, I don't believe. Just a house. Nice monument. Just a house. Okay. So I'll use my water reserves. I have 65 left, which is plenty for wherever I'm going. I have 65 quote sips. So let's go down here and see. Eventually I'm going to try this guy. I don't know how he works. They supposedly load and unload your ship for you. I don't know. It's a new feature. I haven't tried it yet. So let's see what we got. Gold. Gold, very heavy. This ship can handle it. Look at the money. Nice. I don't care what else I get. I'm going to take that mission. So we're going to Gold Rock. That's a tools. More weight. Still good money. And we'll take that one too. Sometimes it's not volume of what you take. I'll always take the mail. I don't get much money for that, but it's only one carton. As it is the weight. You can buy a ship full of tobacco and not have any weight, but have so much volume you can't get it all on your ship. So you kind of keep that in mind that copper is heavy too, but it's only one crate. But as you see, as you go down the mission list, the money gets less and less. So you want to take the top missions first if you can stand it. Oh, that's it. Is this a different reputation? Why is it saying 4 or 5 and then I don't have enough? Oh, that's page 4 or 5. Is this a different reputation area? No. Do I have 5 missions? It seemed like I took 5 missions. 5 missions. Okay, I did. So here's all my stuff laid out all over the place. Be careful sometimes. Some does fall in the water. It's always a good idea to look around the edge. Now let's see. I have, believe it or not, with this. Let me load this up. I'm going to put the heavy things like the gold and the copper. I think I got 2 gold and 1 copper. The tools are heavy. I will put those down in the hold so I don't get top heavy. So let's go ahead. I don't know if I ever showed you down. I might have in one of the videos when we did the tour of the boat. But this is heavy stuff, so you see, yeah, see, it does make it lean just temporarily. Not too bad though. But you get a bunch of this kind of stuff on here, and it will mess you up. So I take it down in the hold and put it in the center line, the heavy cart or the heavy crates first. Then you really don't have to worry about any of the light stuff. The mail is trying to get away. Alright, so there was another crate of gold here. And I promised you I wouldn't show you too much ship loading. That's why they introduced that other guy. But right now I don't really want to waste the money. I'd rather load it myself until I get to the point where I have money that I'm not worried about. But I have 600 coins at this point. 690. I'll probably put this on the deck on the center line. This is pretty heavy too, I think. Remember? Ugh. Doesn't seem too bad. But I'll put that right here behind the mast. Now when you do set things here, make sure you still have access to your lines. It's something to keep in mind when you are stacking your cargo. If you put it up against there, and then you're out at sea and you have to make an adjustment, and all of a sudden you can't find, copper's heavy, you can't find your line. You have to start throwing crates around to figure it out. And I'm going to put this one in the center line. And the anchor I don't use very often, so I'm not too worried about the anchor. Boom. Perfect. Now the rest of this stuff is somewhat weighty, but it's not though, except for the mail. Grain is just bulky more than weighty. You see how the boat has gone down. I mean, obviously it's bouncing it away, but it's quite a bit lower than when I started. That's good. Oh. Alright, just a couple more to load and then we'll see what trade looks like. If I might try that crazy ship loader dude. I don't know exactly what he does. He might just bring it closer to your ship so you don't have to run back and forth. There are a couple islands where you have to run up a long pier. You're like, ah, they should do something about that. This one isn't bad. I could have pulled up maybe a little further, but I was worried about... I don't know why they have that there. It doesn't look like there's too bad of a sandbar there. Alright, so I can set that one there. Good. Now let's see what they have for trade, and I'm going to Gold Rock. Oops, I got my mail package. That would have been bad. Would have been a reputation hit if I forgot to load that and didn't deliver it. You know what, I'll put that down here. Don't want the mail to get wet. Alright, now let's see what they got for trade to Gold Rock. So I'm looking here, and let's go to the end where they usually have the heavier stuff. Oh, it doesn't look like it's here. Doesn't look like they have any. Oh, here's sculptors. How much money can it make? Wee-ow. Yeah. Now, keep in mind these are usually very heavy. That receipt. And let's see. Oh, that's a shame. I tried to only have 600. Dang it, that would have made a lot of money on that. Not gonna happen. Nope. 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 Spotfish. Nope. Water. Cheap, but they only got 2, so rum, no. Beer, no. Well, this might be unfortunate. The market might hurt me here. Gems, nope. Gold, 20,000. I don't think I have the money for that. Copper, don't have the money for that. Close, but spices, nope. Grain. Here's an interesting point, by the way. Now remember, I have grain on my ship. If I unload that grain first, it affects the market. So if I complete the grain mission, this price will drop. So keep in mind, if you buy things, you want to trade them in before you trade in missions. It's kind of a trick to, I think it would make the average trader mad. But if you turn in your grain mission first, this number will be cut in half, most likely. So I can get 300, I can get 3 of these. 47 each. That's not too bad. Let's see if there's anything better. Books. I can't afford sculptures. Logs. Can't afford them either. Very heavy logs. Mead. No. I don't think tobacco's gonna work. Green tobacco, but I can't afford it. Nope. Rice. Nope. Oranges. That's actually a better deal than the other one. But they have 3. So when I take 1, that number's going to drop significantly. But I think I will buy 1 of those. Let's see how much it goes down. Yeah, went down by 10. Nails, no nails. Okay, so what was the thing up here that I decided to buy? I think it was it bananas? No. I don't remember now. Lamb, water, rum, beer, wasn't that? 1 bananas, gems, gold, spices. Oh, grain, that's right. Grain. So I'll buy the rest of what grain I can afford, although that's with 8, it'll go down pretty good too with 8. Not as bad as the other one, but I can get 2 of these, I think. 1, 2. That's all I can afford. Alright, so that's my trading for this mission. And again, if I had more money, I could make more money. You have to spend money to make money in this game, which makes perfect sense. And as you can see, because I can't buy everything that I want to buy, I'm still going to have lots of room on the ship. That gets better when you have the money to make a, nothing fell over the side there, to make additional trade purchases. I could have bought a statue or two. I would buy a statue and load it first. That's a really big crate. I mean, you can't get it in the below decks. You have to put it up on the deck, and it's like taller than the character. So why does it seem like I bought more than that? But I got to go get a receipt anyway. Alright, so we're all loaded. It doesn't take too long to load. Sometimes it can be a little tedious, but let me run back here and get the receipt. I think it's here. Yep, about 3 items. I loaded 3 items. So we'll see how much I make when I get back to Gold Rock. Now, I don't know how the wind is going to work here. It's going to be easy to get out of the port here, and that should be pretty easy to sell generally south. That's a pretty good direction. So I want to swing the front of the boat out first to avoid that. So I don't think it's going to matter quite as much with this heavier ship as it did with the smaller boat. But let's walk up here. Turn hard to starboard. Lower the front sail because that'll push the front of the ship out first. And it's already working. Very good. Okay. Ooh, boy, I took off. I'm turning as hard as I can. Hopefully I'll avoid those stupid pillars. Looks like I will. Whew, that was close. Don't run aground. Alright, I got it turned as hard as I can. So we're actually going to lock it in that position while I lower this sail. Alright, now we're moving. Okay, so I've got the sails flapping, which means I'm not where I want to be, but remember I'm still turning, so as long as you're not going backwards where you have to turn in reverse, you're okay. Because eventually the wind will catch your sails again. And see the ship start to lean. The wind is catching the sails, so we're okay. Now I could have probably, in long term, but that storm was kind of pushing me around too. In long term, I could have probably kept it a little closer to north than I did on the voyage here. So I'm going to, and I'll be able to see Gold Rock, so I can, it's not like it's hard to find as the smaller islands for certain. And this lantern is just awesome, or the lighthouse. Takes me, you can see it from quite a distance. And it takes you right to where you need to be. A bit of drink. Okay, so all my canteens are empty. Excuse me. Let's see where I'm heading here. So I got to turn around this lighthouse. I'm heading way too far east right now. But I got to get around this thing first. And how are we doing with wind here? If you can't see your pennants, then you're doing okay because they're on the other side of the sail. I could, oh, you know what? I'm going to let it go until I turn around the island. And I can turn a little bit now. This isn't like a shoot 'em up game, so I mean it's a nice relaxing game if you're looking for it's a mind game. It really is, because you have to think about where you're going. It's a management game. You're going to do as much pricing as you can. It's a sailing game where you have to kind of know where you're headed. So I want to go a little bit east of south, and we're going to trim it just a little shorter, maybe right there. You cannot see Gold Rock from here, but you'll be able to see it pretty quick. So let's see how the sail's doing here. It's actually pretty good. I can't really trim anything because it's hard to see, but it's going this way, so that's pretty good. It's a 45-degree angle, so I don't think I want to do anything else with that. And it looks like we're moving pretty good. We are. So now I'm leaning the other way, of course, because the wind is hitting the starboard. But alright, so I will go ahead and pause this. I think I'll continue this trip all the way back to Gold Rock, and I'll resume it there. So I shall return. Okay, so dawn is just coming up here and really windy. I may have to trim the sails here. I have a couple gusts that are really blowing me over, and the waves are pretty high, but it's another clearish day, so another dry gale. Oh, there's Gold Rock. So now that the sun's coming up, and I'm almost right on course. Turn a little bit. It's always nice when dawn comes and you can see a little bit further. I lost it now because of the waves, so I better stop turning. There it is. And there's Gold Rock. So now we're on course for sure. And again, when you get strong winds like that, it will push you sideways. You have to kind of take that into account. Because now I'm probably going, well, almost due south. But didn't push me too far. But there we go. Now that I turned, I should check the sails. I can't really do much with the sails. They're both as tight as they can. I got not a good sailing wind, although it's probably pushing me pretty fast because of how strong it is. Yeah, but I am kind of heading right into it, a little to the side. That's actually not too bad. But I do have both sails pulled tight because I can't really make any adjustments with that angle. It's not going to help me any. And as you can see, I blew to the side a little bit again. So let's go back on course. The only thing that has changed is I ate my lamb. I emptied one thing of water. Now you have a choice. I think you could trade that in for, it's either 5 or 10 coin, or just chuck it over the side. And I tapped into my second barrel for 5. So when I get to Gold Rock, I like to have at least 2 barrels. On this ship you got plenty of room, so. But I only ate my lamb, and that lamb that I bought, and I'm full. So again, I will pause this until I'm about to pull into Gold Rock, and we'll complete one loop from Gold Rock to Oasis, and we'll see how much money I made on both trips, and we'll go from there. But I will be back when I'm closer to Gold Rock. Okay, so just a quick update. I took a cat nap, came back up. I have some oh my! Some really big swells now. I've moved everything I can. See, I did take on some water there. So now it's time to pull the sail up a little bit. I have to trim it back. I don't really see any storms, but the winds have really picked up. So pull them up just a little bit. I'm still leaning quite a bit. Now remember, any water that you take on down here that you still see is adding a weight to your boat. So if you keep taking 2 or 3 times in a row, your chances of sinking go way up. So you want to be reactive to that pretty quick. That was a really hefty roll. And it's constantly pushing me to port. Look at that swell. Ah! But now with the sails up, I'm taking these a lot better. And it's still not a very good direction for the wind. Although I am, because it's so windy, I am moving half decent. But you can see I slowed down because I had to raise the sails. That's going to slow this voyage down, unfortunately. I may be able to lower them a little bit if I'm brave. I think I will. I think I'll lower the forward one, see what happens. Just lower that one all the way. Maybe I can just adjust the back one or the aft sail. Another nice swell. Might have calmed down a little bit. It will change pretty quick. Ooh. Didn't hear a splash, so I didn't take any over. I even went below and moved the heavier stuff to the starboard side to counterbalance. It doesn't help quite as much on this ship, but I moved all the forward cargo to that side, and who knows what would have happened if I hadn't done that during that really heavy roll. I would have at least taken on more water for certain. But I just wanted, that was pretty good timing. The storm was picking up and I was like, maybe I should film some of this, and then I almost capsized. So I'll be back later. Okay, so just a quick update. Still surprisingly stormy. As you can see. I did lower both sails. I may have to readjust that, but I lowered them both just to keep speed up. Whoa! Now I do want to come up to keep the island on my starboard, or I'm sorry, my port side here. So this wind, I keep having to adjust my steering almost every couple minutes. As you can see by this, if you can see it in the rocking without getting seasick, I want to come up to this side of Gold Rock and go in that entrance to get into the port. So I don't want to head right towards the island because then I'm going to have to steer into the wind really hard. I want to stay to the left of the main island and come in. And the reason I don't want to come up too close to it, because as you can see, I barely have the wind as it is. If I had to steer much more to starboard, the wind would be, the wind would be cutting across the sails. So I want to stay as far over this way right now as the wind will let me. And we're doing pretty good. Whoa, Nelly! I could bring the sails in a little bit, but I haven't been taking on water. This ship is very stable, even though it rocks a lot. There's no water down here. It's all going out through the gunnels. Alright, so I'll pause it, and unless something interesting happens, until I get into the port entrance. Okay, so the weather luckily is being shielded a little bit by the island. When you're coming down, I managed to keep it on my port side, and if you can see this second rock where my little white dot is, how that seems to be separating. The entrance is after the big rock and that rock, so I have to go around the big rock and then steer in to the entrance there. and luckily the wind will be behind me. I won't have to fight anything. That's why I kept the island on my port side, so when I turned into port, I would have the wind behind, mostly behind me. If I tried to go in the other way, or if I came up this side and had to go that way, I'd be fighting the wind. You have to plan ahead on things like that. And you can see how they're separating now. I know the port entrance is right in here. And of course I'm coming in at night. Seems to be a theme for me lately here. I don't know when dawn is. The moon is getting lower, so it might be dawn by the time I get in or close to it. But it seems I'm always entering ports at night, no matter how I leave ports. It's the way the storms are acting. That was a pretty stormy journey. Was able to lower the sails back down. Ooh, I didn't like that. I think I'm going to go over a little bit further. I'm sure that's a glitch, but I saw some rocks sticking up above the wave here. Shouldn't be that wavy, but hopefully I don't run aground here. Here it comes again. Didn't come that far this time. Okay. That was a rude awakening. There's the castle. You can see it there over on the left. So I can start turning in as soon as I think it's safe to go around this little sandbar here. I'm pretty close now, I think. I'm going to start turning. Not too fast. Now, once I get heading this way, the wind is going to catch me. I may have to turn the sails. We'll have to see. I got it hard to port now. Keep going. It's coming around, but man, like I said, Mack truck. There we go. So that was a well-timed turn. Missed the sandbar. Lined up for the entrance. And we'll stop it right about there. Now let's check the sails here. Do I need to make any adjustments, or am I okay? I don't see it on that side. Like I said, at night the pennants are hard to see. That is really hard to see. I can't really see anything. Maybe this one? Yeah, so very good. That one's catching the sail pretty well. I don't need to make any major adjustments. Now remember, I gotta watch. I think I showed you how to sail into this harbor before. There's two sandbars on both sides. You got to kind of watch before you can do a sharp turn into the port. I'm not quite there yet. There's that odd. You're now in the port wave. It's like a zone in the old games. Remember if you ever played EverQuest? You'd have those zones where things would change. I can hear the wind died down, the waves died down. They're just saying that, yeah, you're in the shelter of the harbor now. So we're going to make things a little bit easier. And that's pretty realistic, I mean, unless you're in a really wicked storm. There we go. So you can see that I don't know if you can. The pennant is trailing off that direction. So that's a good way. We don't have to make any adjustments there. Now I gotta watch for that crazy sandbar over here. This would be 100% easier if it wasn't nighttime. Where are those pillars at? I don't see them. I think I'm still on a really, a fine course at this point. Might have to turn a little to starboard, but where are, there they are. Bottom left corner. There, you can barely see them. That's the ones I gotta turn around. They'll come into view here a little bit better as I get closer. There, you can kind of see them now. There they are. Okay, so this is a good course. Once I get around those, I can steer into port. Geez, that looks like the Death Star. It's the moon. Okay, I'm going to turn a little bit more this way to port. Stay closer to that sandbar. Right about there. Then I'm going to, start. Go up here, I'm going to pull this sail up. Slow down, thinking in advance of slowing down a little bit so I don't come into harbor too fast. It gives you more time if you missteer or something like that to correct. Alright, so there's that sandbar. Go a little bit more here. My ship should be here. I want to pull right, my starter ship. I want to pull right in behind my starter ship. Let's not go over too far yet. Uh-oh, I hear the sails flapping. Hopefully I can come around and catch them again. Alright, so we're at the point now where I can do a hard turn. I'm pretty sure I'll catch the sails of the wind again before I complete this turn, so we should be okay. There's the ship leaning the other direction. It should be a good sign. And hopefully I got a hard to port. I'm not really moving much. There we go. Come on, come around. Yowza. I'm barely going to make this. I do have to slow down. We're going to raise this. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I may have to get out and push. That little flapping sails, yeah. I'm going to run aground. Ah! Well, it stopped. So, maybe I can take the aft line here. The wind wasn't cooperating with me on the way into port with this one. So what I'll do is I'll bring this back here. I'll try and go back to this one. Boy, there must be a storm coming. Yep, that's why the wind was blowing me funny. Okay, so I managed to tie up. There's my old ship, so I'm going to try and pull this whole thing. Now, of course, you're by yourself, but you would have a crew in real life. I'm going to try and heave-ho this away past my old ship and back to where I want it before that storm gets here and really makes it miserable. It appears to be working. Thunder even. That's a good time to come to port then, before that happened. And this is working pretty well. Not the ideal entrance into port, but I knew that something was going on with the wind, and it was because that storm came. I'm going to go a little further. And here comes the rain. That should be pretty good. I pull this in real fast now. And then go grab the forward line and go down this way. And come back here. I don't know if I can jump. I may have to swim a little bit here or something. I should be able to jump from here. Whoa! Yep. And I'll pull this one right here. I may... Oh, didn't match. Why? Oh, is that where I got the other one? Oh, that's where that one's tied to. Okay. Well, that's... yeah, so I'm going to have to let this go. Go back to the next one and do some more line hauling. I'm going to swim and catch the ladder somewhere here. Where's the ladder? There it is. Alright. Let's pull myself back a little further here. The wind is really pushing me. It's usually not this hard to do. Okay, let's try that. We'll try this again with the forward line here. Oh, I keep going down the hatch. Now, hopefully I can tie on this one. Did I not get it? I think I missed it. Unbelievable. I didn't. Let's try that again. There we go. So now we'll pull the forward line in. A little tricky to do this in the wind and rain. I do have both sails up all the way. That one might still not be up all the way. But that's good. Let's make sure this is up all the way. It was not. That was not helping matters. Okay, so now it looks like we might be a little too tight. So we'll give it a little bit of slack. Check the aft line here. And that's right there. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to pause this. I'm pretty rested. So I'm going to pause it while I unload it, and then we'll see how much money I made. And we'll end this video at that point, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're all unloaded. I'm really glad I wasn't out to sea with that storm. You missed the bulk of it, but that was a pretty bad storm. I'm glad I was tied to the pier at the time. I started with 75 when I started unloading. I'm up to 1630. I don't remember what I left with. I'm not sure. But I think I got everything off the boat. So there you have it, one complete round trip between Oasis, and there's nothing up here that's land. Those are my two sunspots. So yeah, I didn't make much money on that voyage because I didn't have much money to spend on trade. This one I have a little bit more. Oh, I'll probably do another trip after I restock. I think I'm okay. I'd like to get another. I'll trade this one in. And I think I'm down to 50. Yeah. So I need another water barrel. I have enough food. But there you have it. Again, this is Navy Old Salt Gamer. One round trip from Gold Rock to Oasis and back. The storm clouds in this game are pretty cool. And if you're lucky, you'll see a rainbow at the end of it. The rainbows are really pretty. They did a good job on this. But there you go. Subscribe and like if you like these. I will do a couple behind the scenes runs to Oasis, make a little bit more money, and I don't think the market's open yet. Or is it? It is. So I'll show you what I'm saving up to buy here. Like I said, I want the Corona compass. So I need 2,875, and I'm up to 1613. So maybe one more trip to Oasis. That's the important thing. That would be the top of my list. This would be second, and actually that's pretty cheap, so that's not a big cost. That will tell you your latitude, but I believe, but not your longitude. This will tell you both. But this is always a good backup because you need sun for this, so if you're in a day like this and you have no sun, this thing is useless. I will probably also buy the telescopes to help find the islands from a bigger distance. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe and like. This is Navy Old Salt Gamer. You have a good day.